What's up, guys? Adam here from GoGetEmSports Live. Week one of NFL season is here. We're back for you. Shane and I will give you our best bet for every game this week, including some locks, dude. This dude Shane right here has been working his ass off. This is my NFL guy for sure, daily fantasy guy for sure, and we got it all covered here, right now on Go Get 'em Sports Live. Before we hop into today's show, guy, I'd like to announce our two sponsors. One is being Pick City. PickCity.com. Your next bet comes from the guys at Pick City. Every game, every league, we have you covered at PickCity.com. Our next sponsor is Wager Attack. You can find my boy Wager Attack on Instagram and Twitter at Wager Attack or WagerAttack.com. Best customer service 24/7 whenever you need it. Plenty of free giveaways, free play bonuses, including the new promo code he has given me to send out to my guys at Go Get 'em Sports. Use promo code GoGetEm for a 125% free play bonus on top of your original deposit. And he and I will both send you a free bottle of premium wine right to your door. All right, guys, it's week one. My boy Shane's ready to go. He has been pumped for weeks. And let's get it.
Dude, I'm fucking ready.
Let's go, buddy. Let's go. I can't fucking wait, bro. 1 o'clock
right.
can't come soon enough.
Dude, I know. I'm just gonna go right down this here list. Seahawks at the Colts. Seahawks open up as -3, and the over/under's at 49. Carson Wentz's first game as a Colt. No T.Y. Hilton. Seahawks have a new offensive coordinator. What are you thinking here?
See, the problem with this game is I feel like this is a trap because now that Carson Wentz is back, Quentin Nelson reportedly is coming back as well. He's playing today. But T.Y. Hilton's still out. But the line has not moved one bit. Why not?
I think they always thought that Wentz was going to be there.
Yeah, but okay, what if they announced yesterday he was game time decision, and then this morning say, oh yeah, he's not playing. They're gonna move the line in a couple hours. Like, I think if it was that big of a move, they would have moved the line a little, even that point. But it didn't move at all, man. It's still at -3. I'm gonna lean the Seahawks here just because they play the East Coast so well. I know Pete Carroll will have his team ready to go for this game. I still don't know what we're gonna get out of Carson Wentz, which is still a question mark. But I'm gonna lean the better team here. I think. I don't know who is the better team right now, but I'm gonna lean what I think is the better team in the Seahawks.
I love the Seahawks in this spot. If you guys saw my DraftKings lineup, I stacked the Seahawks in this game, and my free pick for this game is could be a sleeper this season. Gerald Everett at tight end. People don't remember that he signed with this team. Andy has a connection with the new offensive coordinator because he was the Rams passing coordinator last year. So he knows what Everett has in his system. He knows that he's an athletic freak. And Russell Wilson getting another fast, athletic weapon to go alongside Metcalf and Lockett could see a lot of production. And his receiving yards today is only at 24.5. So he's got to catch like 2-3 balls, and he's there, which I think he's more than capable of. Russell Wilson was MVP of the first half of last season. He always starts off the season hot. I have no reason to not think he's going to do that because he's got great weapons still around him. The only fear with believing in Russell Wilson in the passing game is that they want to go a lot more run this year than last year. They want Chris Carson to be a vital piece of this offense.
Yeah.
And we could see 18 plus carries from Chris Carson today. Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
On the other
The
side of the
problem
ball,
before you keep going, Shane, the problem I
yep.
have with that is like when we watched them lose to the Giants, I was shocked, like what was going on, like what's going on with that, what happened, and you look back at the game, and it was because they chose to run the ball more. They took the ball out of Russell Wilson's hands. So I think if they decide to do that, they're gonna have some trouble today. Just because that Colts defense is no joke up the middle. But I don't know, bro. They signed Chris Carson back for a reason, right? New offensive coordinator. But do you want to take the ball out of Russell's hands too much? And I just don't think you can do that. I think if week one doesn't work out this week, I think they're going to go back to just Russell. Do your thing, get us to the win, and we'll just move on to the next week. Because at the end of the day, I don't know if this team is built for a run-heavy game just because their O-line is so bad. It's been bad ever since he's been there. So I don't know. I think the first half and second half could be a lot different in this game.
Yeah, that could very well be true. On the other side of the ball, T.Y. Hilton, who would have been their number one, not going to be there. So Carson Wentz is going to be throwing to Paris Campbell and Michael Pittman as their main guys. I don't know how.
Not terrible.
I mean, the Seahawks defense, I feel like, is kind of underrated. People kind of say it's trash because of last year, but they played a lot better in the second half of the season. And now they're going to get Jamal Adams back fully healthy. They bring in Carl Lawson as an edge rusher. So they do have. I know it was Carlos Dunlap. Lawson, I think, tore his ACL for the Jets, but this defense, I think, is kind of underrated. Jonathan Taylor is probably going to have to be a bell cow if they want to have a shot the Colts to win this game. Even though he can't be used that much in the passing game, like I think they may try to rely on his run a lot behind that offensive line.
Yeah, the problem with that is like they're so heavy at running back this year. Obviously, they have Hines, who just signed that big deal. Kind of a weird contract for me, but that's not important. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor's a main back because he's had a great year last year. He's young. Marlon Mack coming off a big injury last year. Probably gonna be maybe their power back towards the end of the drive in the end zone. But Hines is gonna be that third down back. He's kind of like their James White to the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Taylor is going to be just ball heavy, run ball. But I think they want to get him into the passing game today just because of there's no TY, maybe mix it up a little bit. But can he do it is the question for me.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many question marks with the Colts, like offense in particular, more than the Seahawks. That's why I have more confidence in the Seahawks for this game.
Yeah.
So that's why, like in context of the over/under, I'm staying completely away from that because I don't know if Carson Wentz can throw for 2-3 touchdowns or he's going to lay a big old egg.
Yeah. So my free pick for this game is going to be the over. I'm taking the over 49 just because neither of these defenses really scare me. I mean, obviously the Colts defense is better than the Seahawks. But I still think Russell can put up 30, 35 today. If they go with my plan and give Russell the ball and just let him fuck with it and go with it instead of run the ball heavy. But I think they end up scoring points regardless. I think it could be like a 35-20 game, 35-25 game. So the total goes over there. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Colts win today, buddy. Just how NFL works. Week one's kind of weird. Week one unders are also usually a lock, but I can't see this game going under today. Total's too high. I mean, not too low.
Yeah, a lot of the games this week are like a month or two ago when we were looking at the schedule. A lot of these games seems like locked in one way, but then as we came closer to the season, they became a lot more close. Like you can't really. It's a lot more difficult to pick these games. Next game, your boy Jalen Hurts and the Eagles are going to the Falcons. Eagles are 3.5-point underdogs in this over under. I just gotta talk about it now. 48.5?
Yeah.
What?
There's no way.
This is, I think we can mutually agree that it should be
if this does not go over the total, both these teams need to quit the season and go to the AFL or something.
Do you think if Jalen Hurts can't perform well against this Falcons defense, there's going to be questions about putting Joe Flacco in? Because
Awful. I mean,
there's already been that from like training camp.
if Jalen Hurts does not come out today in combined yards of 300 rushing and throwing, we have a problem because this team is god awful on defense. I'd say probably ranked last 5 in the league this year in defense. Corner situation is horrendous. They lost Neal
Cowboys.
to the Cowboys. Um, I mean, I don't know really how you can favor the Falcons here. I think this should be a pick'em game, maybe because they're home, I guess. But 3.5 is just a weird line. I know you're going with the veteran and quarterback and probably the better wide receiver group in Ridley. But after Ridley, I mean, what else do they have at wide receiver? It's not too much. So it's just for the Eagles. To me, it's just can they lock up Ridley? And if you can lock up Ridley down the field, their run game is not very impressive anymore. Obviously, Freeman's not there anymore. O-line is still suspect. And then Matt Ryan's got to try to squeeze into Kyle Pitts in his first game of the year. So, for me, I'm taking the Eagles straight up. And I know you're not going to like this because you know I'm high on the Eagles this year. But I'm taking the Eagles at plus where is it? Plus 155 in the money line. I just think this team is going to be a little bit of a shocker this year. I think Jalen Hurts is going to play out of his mind. And I think Matty Ice is just done. He's digressed. He's not played as well in each of his next couple of seasons following a bad season. So like last year he played bad, or the team was bad. So this year he's supposed to be like, oh, we gotta make up for it, but he doesn't. He just plays worse. And you just lost your number 1 wide receiver in Julio Jones. It did get Kyle Pitts, but everyone's like, oh, this offense is gonna be so explosive. I mean, those two guys, but after that, I mean, what else do you have really? So I like for the Eagles to win too.
I think Kyle Pitts is going to absolutely destroy this Eagles defense. There's not a single person that's going to be able to defend him.
I mean, that's going to be in the league, though, I think. This dude's an animal. But, yeah, the Eagles are going to be tough on that spot. You got to stop one of them. You can't let both have a big game. So either one's going to have to be stopped. They're probably going to double team Ridley on the outside and then just have a linebacker. Some type of linebacker on Kyle Pitts down in the middle. But, I mean, what you gotta do, you gotta do. But
I think
again, the best bet here is the over.
Yeah, I think they might also try to implement Mike Davis in the pass game a lot.
Yeah,
just putting him in the slot or something. But
yeah, everyone likes Mike Davis in fantasy because he can catch the ball and run the ball. But you gotta remember, dude, this guy is never used to being a first down back. Like he's never the starter. He was Christian McCaffrey's backup. He was Devontae Freeman? Who's backup? Todd Gurley's backup. So he was never the main guy, right? He was never the first down, second down back. He was literally the third down back with 3rd and 2 because he can run up the middle, up your ass, or he could go outside and catch a ball. Do I think he has the availability, meaning injury prone wise, to play a whole year as number 1 back? I don't think so. So I think this dude, maybe for the first 6 weeks, you see what he can really do, and like he can catch the ball a lot and run the ball up the middle. But I think they need another answer at running back. So he I mean, obviously he's in the pass game a little bit, but the running game is just bad this year. So
yeah, so we're both in agreement that this over is like a hammer spot for this week. Next game, no one's gonna watch this. It's the Jaguars at the Texans. Jaguars are 3-point favorites, and the over/under is at 45.5. Trevor Lawrence's first career NFL game. Do you want to know something? Over 90% of the public money's on the Jaguars -3.
I think that's just based off Trevor Lawrence. They expect him to win his first game as a quarterback. Am I betting that? Absolutely not. Both these teams are absolutely horrendous. I think the easy play, not the easy play because they're both so bad that there's no easy play here. But I'm just only in the over. Both defenses are horrendous. I think the run game could be pretty big here with Robinson. I think he goes for a buck easy. Hopefully, I have him on my fantasy team. Um, but I think Trevor Lawrence has a good game. I don't think he throws too many turnovers sake because one, the Texans defense is just not turnover happy. There's nobody on that team who can make a play. I mean, this is going to be one of those games where it's either 3-3 heading into the fourth, or it's going to be 35-30 heading into the fourth because there's no defense being played. So I'm going to lean the over at 46, maybe buy a point, make it 45 just to be safe. But yeah, I'm not taking any team here to win because they're both just so bad.
All right. If memory serves me right, the Texans allowed like 150 rushing yards a game last year.
Yeah.
150. James Robinson is at
Gonna go
67
off
and a
today.
half. 67 and a half.
Off.
Yeah,
Gonna go off.
I'm taking the over on James Robinson rushing yards. He's going to absolutely destroy, which is great for Trevor Lawrence. He's not going to be forced to do a lot. He's going to be basically a game manager this game.
And everyone talks about how bad the Jaguars like O-line is and how he's gonna get like pummeled the whole season. Who is getting to him on the Texans this year? Like, what is their front seven?
No idea. The Texans will be the worst team in the league.
Obviously, because
they got T-Mobile Tyrod Taylor. He's gonna throw it to Brandon Cooks and have the veteran running back room.
The problem with taking the over here, which could be a problem, is that Tyrod Taylor does not turn the ball over at all. So you're gonna have to get him down to 4th and 5 and hope they don't go for it because he can run, and hope for a good punt return because he's not throwing interceptions. He does not do that. He does not turn the ball over. He'd rather throw out of bounds than try to squeeze in a 3rd and 8 down the middle. So, don't look for any turnovers today. I'd say it's going to be an up and down game. Run the ball heavy, and I think it's going to be a race. So 35-30.
I want to know who the Texans are going to start running back because they have Lindsey, DJ, and Mark Ingram. I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know.
I'd say start Lindsey just because he probably has the most upside. But
I mean, Mark Ingram is not a starter in the league anymore.
No, he should just be strict power back goal line.
I bet the Ravens would want him back right now.
I mean, they brought in Latavius Murray, who I guess is an upgrade compared to Mark Ingram.
They get every running back in the market right now. Might as well just bring
because their entire running back room got torn ACL.
Just start Le'Veon Bell. Is he that bad? Is he like terrible now? Just start Le'Veon Bell.
They haven't announced who they're starting.
Why not? Why wouldn't you want to start this dude?
They might just start Tyson Williams because he knows the playbook. Or he knows the playbook
4 years
more
ago,
than
if you
them.
said Le'Veon Bell is available, every team would want this dude.
You could say the same thing about Antonio Brown. Look at him now. He's looking like the old school Antonio Brown.
Look at him now. You see what he just did?
He looks like Pittsburgh Steelers. Antonio Brown.
Did you watch the TV?
Oh yeah, I did, dude.
Did you? Okay.
I had him.
Saw what he just did, right?
I had him as my captain in DraftKings. I know.
Damn right. He had a hell of a game. What do you have, like 7 for 150 and a touchdown?
It was like 4 for like 118 or something like that. It's pretty good. Something like that. I don't know. It was 4 or 5.
That's still pretty goddamn good for being a 3rd-round receiver on the team.
Yeah, I also got beat
because
Antonio Brown. They have OJ Howard as their number 2 tight end on the depth chart, and yet
where is he at?
Yeah, they're putting Cameron Brayton ahead of him passing plays.
Where the hell were you at, buddy?
Breck PF, do you think Austin Eckler will play today? Absolutely. I think he's already gotten cleared that he's going to play today. So expect that. Start him in fantasy.
Yeah, usually week 1 they try to get their guys in there if they're a little banged up, just as they don't want to start a week behind. So guys like Austin Eckler and guys like Wentz and Quentin Nelson, they're going to try to play as much as they can. If they feel like they go in the game and they're not feeling too healthy, they'll take them out. But they don't want to start a week behind without their starters. That's a huge deal in the NFL.
What's okay? I'm gonna give
a quick tip
on fantasy. Do not start DeAndre Swift today. When we get to that game, we'll talk about it. But just don't start DeAndre Swift. Somehow Breck knew what game we were going to talk about next because it's Chargers and Washington. This line has been changing like crazy.
Yep.
It's been right now. I think it's at Chargers +1, and the over/unders at
No,
44
it's
and a
actually
half.
plus 1.5.
1.5. It's gone up even more.
It's gone up a whole
Okay.
1.5 since yesterday.
Well, okay. I'm just going to be straight up. I like the Chargers in this game.
Yeah.
Because I think the Chargers are the sleeper team in the AFC. Well, quote sleeper. They didn't do like terribly last year. It's just that they couldn't like close games. But I think this game starts out slow as hell. I wouldn't be surprised if at halftime it's like 7-3. This game's gonna start off slow. The Washington defense
I think
is
most games are going to start off
legit.
slow.
Washington's defense is legit. We all know that. That's what led them to the 7-9 division winning team
Yep.
last year. Which Ryan Fitzmagic or Fitzpatrick are we gonna get? Fitzmagic or Fitztragic? He has some weapons. He's got Terry McLaurin. He's got Antonio Gibson. Curtis Samuel's not going to be there.
Logan
He's on
Thomas.
IR. Logan Thomas. Offensive line kind of suspect.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about their line because I don't really. Besides Joey Bosa, I'm not really worried about someone rushing the quarterback here today. It's a weird game, dude. It's such a weird game because it's very like two-side heavy. So like one side, the Redskins are really heavy on defense. They're very good front seven. Their cornerbacks are okay. I mean, I'm not saying they're best in the league, but their defense all around is just a solid defense. And then you have the Chargers, right, whose defense is somewhat suspect. They had a lot of injuries last year, so maybe they step up this year. But their offense is where it's at. They're pretty stacked. I like Eckler as a player, not as a fantasy guy, but I like him as a player. Obviously, Herbert looks to have a big year this year. And then you have Keenan Allen outside with Mike Williams. Even though their tight end situation is a little shaky because they lost Hunter Henry.
I mean, he's kind of a filler. Yeah, he's kind of a filler, but whatever.
So I lean the Chargers here just because of the offense. But I would not be surprised if the Redskins win. Oops, the Washington football team wins today.
There you go.
I'm gonna lean the first half under.
I agree with that.
I'm gonna go under 23. Do I see 4 touchdowns here? No.
No. This game it's gonna start off slow, and I think Justin Herbert's gonna just like light a fuse in the second half and start slanging rocks.
Yeah, if anything, it may be a late touchdown in the second puts it over the total, but I'd be surprised if Washington gives up a couple touchdowns this half. So maybe like a 10-7 half. 10-10 half, something like that. So
very, very slow. Up next, the Steelers at the Bills. The Steelers are 6.5-point underdogs. I don't know if this has to do with last year or it's just the fact that it's the Buffalo Bills. And the over-under is 48. I don't want to touch this line at all. This line is gross. Because it feels like
I'm going
it could
Steelers.
Be I would lean Steelers, but I think it could.
No, they're going to win today.
Okay. Hold on.
So 27 minutes and 35.
We're gonna have to initiate a drug test before the podcast
in
this
35
week.
seconds into the show, Adam Danis announces he's taking the Steelers at plus 225 today to upset the Bills.
We need
a
drug test initiated.
Buddy, listen to me.
Listen
to me. Sometimes things are too good to be true. And if you look at the teaser line, which you know all about, if you make the Bills a pick'em, okay, on a 7-point teaser, basically a pick'em, they'd be favored by or underdogs of plus a half. And you make the Rams a pick'em. Apparently, how does that lose? Right? Both teams should win pretty easily, or the Chiefs at plus 1. All 3 teams should win pretty easily today. One of those teams are going to lose today. The Bills, the Rams, or the Chiefs. And I think the Bills have the best chance of losing today, just because Steelers did start out 11-0 last year. Still have Mike Tomlin, still have Big Ben. Their O-line's suspect, I'll give you that. But they have Najee Harris to run the ball now. They did not have that last year. Still have Juju. Still have who's the rookie last year?
Claypool. Chase.
So they got some pieces, and their defense is still pretty good. So, yep, book it. I'm taking the Steelers at plus 225.
All right. So we know that the Bills are going to pass the ball 90% of this game. They just don't believe in the run, at least right now, because they have Singletary and Zach Moss. They don't really have that guy. I don't. What Big Ben are we gonna get? Are we gonna get the Big Ben from a couple years ago that was hucking rocks to Martavis Bryant, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Vance McDonald, all these guys? Are we gonna get the guy from like last year who wasn't that good? He's gonna have the same weapons around him. Well, he's gonna have Najee, but receiver and tight end wise, he's gonna be the same. They did bring in Pat Freiermuth in the draft, but he's not like the number one tight end. I think they're gonna run a lot of two tight end sets. I think between Ebron and him, the defense got worse. They lose Bud Dupree. We're gonna act like that.
Yeah, but he was out all year last year.
Yeah, and guess what? They started to suck as soon as he tore his ACL. So I just don't. I don't know. I wouldn't touch the line. I think the Bills win this game, but I don't know how close or not this is gonna get. I see a lot of fantasy football questions. I'll answer these. Hey guys, Justin Davis from Philippines. Corey Davis or Russell Gage? Thank you, Corey Davis. He's the number one for the Jets. We'll get to that game, but I think that could be the sleeper game of the week. Even the Sam Darnold saga. Should I start Tyson Williams or Damian Harris or Tyler Boyd at flex PPR? Wow, okay, that's actually tough. Not Damian Harris. He doesn't catch the ball. He doesn't catch the ball. It's PPR. You don't want to do that.
See, this is why he's my fantasy expert. I'm not. So
Tyson Williams, I would kind of lean away from because I don't know what the Ravens are going to do at running back. And if he's announced that he's not going to start, then you're kind of starting a goose egg at the flex. So I guess I'd go Tyler Boyd. Although when we get to that game, I'm going to be straight up. I don't think the Cincinnati offense is going to be great this week. But if there is somebody that can go off, I wouldn't be surprised if it is Boyd because he's kind of a safety blanket. And then Russell Gage or Chris Carson, PPR flex. Chris Carson, 100%. He's starting at running back. He can catch it off of like a slip screen out in the backfield. He's going to be running a lot. How does everybody have Russell Gage? But yeah, I'd go with Chris Carson there. Okay. Next up, we probably have the murder fest of the week. It's going to be the San Francisco 49ers at the Lions. The Niners are 8.5.
Dude, let me talk for a minute. Let me go.
Is the line still at 8.5? Hold on. Is the line still at 8.5? Because last time I checked, it's 8.5.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to go off for a minute right here. I'm literally pissed because last night I was up late doing this crap for you guys, studying. I wouldn't say crap because I love this stuff, but looking at the games and lines and writing down notes and stuff. And I go in this Twitter space last night. You know what Twitter space is, right, Shane?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I go on this Twitter space full of these other gambling Twitter guys. And I hear some dude come on and say, I'm taking the Lions plus 8.5. I almost wanted to jump through my phone and smack the shit out of him.
I'm going to be honest. I take this line up to minus 14.
Yes. Dude, you want to explain to me who the hell Jared Goff is throwing to? Please tell me.
I could list off some names if you'd like. I could list off some names. Tyrell Williams.
Garbage.
TJ Hawkinson. TJ Hawkinson's good.
TJ Hawkinson's going to get double teamed the whole game.
Quintus Cephas. Amon-Ra St. Brown. DeAndre Swift.
Oh,
okay,
wait.
I got to...
Wait. They got somebody new this week.
Who'd they get?
Danny Amendola. He's the star. Danny Amendola is back with the Lions.
Yeah,
Wait.
nobody
No, he's
cares.
with the Texans. He's with the Texans. Sorry, he's with the
Yeah,
Texans.
so
He
yeah,
was with the
I don't know
Lions.
what you're talking about.
But how the fuck? Excuse my language. How do you take this team plus 8.5?
They're
Brand new
home.
coach, awful defense, awful defense, awful offense, awful dude. It's not like you have Pat Mahomes at quarterback. You have Jared Goff. Golf clap. You know why? Because he's Mez. He ain't no star. He couldn't even beat Brady in the Super Bowl, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. You know?
I mean, the
So,
only people that can do that are Nick Foles and Eli Manning. So
I don't know how you take this team. I think this is a 21-point win for the Niners. To be honest, dude, I wouldn't be surprised if Lions scored 10 points today.
yeah, this Niners defense is fully healthy and legit. I don't know what people. I think forget that because they were injury riddled last year and they were meh. But this is a
Lions
team.
team total.
Yep.
Lions team total is at 17.5.
Yeah, that's an under. Actually, no, I wouldn't touch that.
Holy.
I wouldn't touch that.
I'm not touching it just because the NFL is weird, but 3 touchdowns?
Because they could have like 10 or something, and then garbage time happens, and the Niners aren't trying, and they score. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch that. Okay, my rant about DeAndre Swift. You are not starting him in fantasy day. He's gonna get murdered. And no, that is not a
Murked.
joke because of the murder like stuff that's going on social media with him. But you didn't see that? There was a
What?
report in Detroit that there was like a murder in like a park, and then some people or like some like person at a news thing said like DeAndre Swift could be like linked to it. I
Oh, okay.
I don't know what opinion I personally don't believe it, but I mean anything can
I
be
mean, you
true or
hope
not.
not.
Yeah, but this Lions team is second worst, if not the worst team in the league, behind the Texans or in front of the Texans. It depends on who you think could be better. Jared Goff isn't terrible. We're not saying that, but he has literally like nobody to throw to. The defense, horrific. This is going to be a big, just the 49ers are going to run the ball down the throat of the Lions. Raheem Mostert's probably going to have a day. I think they want to get Trey Sermon involved. They use like a 3rd-round pick on him. Let me go to my picks for this game. Yeah, Raheem Mostert over 63.5 rushing yards this game. I think he could have that by half.
Yeah, I agree. This is the type of game where they might take their starters out in the second half just because they're up by 30 at half. But
I'd be weary to start any 49ers in fantasy this week that are not named Raheem Mostert. So I'd say, I mean, if you have Kittle, obviously you're going to play him, but don't expect like a 20-point game or something. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think
He could be out in the second half.
He's mainly going to be there to block. Debo and Ayuk, stay away from. Trey Sermon, even though they're going to run the ball a lot, I still wouldn't start him because I don't know what his role is on the offense just yet. I think eventually he takes over the starting job, but I think it's too early. There's a lot of rookie running backs that aren't going to probably see a whole lot of volume this week, but I think by midseason we could see most of them, if not all, as starters. But this game, the only people buying tickets to this are Lions fans that are actually going to be there, and they're going to probably leave at the end of the first quarter.
Incorrect. That game is totally sold out.
Well, because what else does Detroit have to root for? The Tigers stink.
No,
the Pistons
Niners
stink.
fans are traveling to Detroit.
That's gross. Why would you want to go to Detroit?
Yeah, it's sold out completely.
Yeah, that's gross.
All right, what's next?
All right. We have the Vikings at the Bengals, right? The Vikings are 3-point favorites, and over under that 47. Everybody is trying to hype up this Bengals offense, right? You got Joe
eyes.
Joe Burrow coming back, right? Joe Burrow's first game back after the injury, right?
Yep.
You bring in his old college buddy Jamar Chase, who, by the way, can't catch a football because the football doesn't have white circles on it.
Dude, he got so pissed when that guy reported too. He's like, I didn't say I couldn't catch it because of the white stripes. I'm just saying it's different.
Yeah, a football is a football. Jamar Chase. I don't know if you know
Period.
this. They have Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon. They got the worst offensive line in football. Let's just put it flat out. They didn't upgrade it at all. And guess
Nope.
what? The reason your star quarterback, the quarterback that you want to build this franchise on for the next 20 years, the reason he got injured last year, terrible season-ending injury, is because your offensive line can't block. So what do you do to help him? You had the 5th overall pick on the
Get
draft.
Jamar Chase.
You have Rashawn Slater's on the board. Penny Sewell's on the board.
Penny Sewell.
Christian
No,
Darrisaw's
we're gonna
on the
get
board.
we're gonna get the guy who likes the white stripes.
Your
We're gonna get the guy who can't catch.
Your offense receiver wise isn't bad. You got Boyd, who is kind of a safety blanket.
Isn't
He'll
bad.
kind of
It's
catch.
pretty good.
He'll catch most of the balls that come his way. Probably like 80,
T.
90%.
Higgins is pretty good.
T. Higgins had a good year last year. Jamar
And
Chase.
you have and you have that tight end coming back. The weird last name I can't
CJ
pronounce.
Uzoma.
Zoma, who
Uzoma's
tore
gonna be
what
back.
Achilles first week?
Something like that. But
Yeah.
I think this offense starts off slow as hell. I think they're gonna want to start off running the ball, allow with Joe Mixon. I think that they are going to fear the life of Joe Burrow because there's somebody on the Vikings defensive line named Daniil Hunter who is a monster, and he might
He's
have
a
4 sacks today.
bad man.
He might have 4 sacks today.
5.
I wouldn't be shocked. They're going to want to go heavy.
2 sacks.
They're going to want to go heavy on Joe Mixon, whether it be in the passing game or whatever. Joe Mixon is probably the definition of inconsistency. Because there's games where he'll go 18 for 160 something, and then there's other games where he'll go 18 for 24.
Yeah.
This Bengals defense, they're getting some. This Bengals defense, I think, is also kind of underrated. They bring it, even though they have probably one of the worst starting corners in football in Chidobe Awuzie. But they bring in Mike Hilton from the Steelers, who's a good slot corner. They have Jesse Bates. They get Trey Hendrickson from the Saints, who got a lot of the sacks with Cam Jordan, freed him up. DJ Reader's actually going to be there, who's a good defensive tackle. But
yeah, they spent some money on defense, dude. But they didn't spend any money on the line. Makes no sense.
Yeah, and the offensive line is probably the most important thing they should have addressed, and they didn't. Then you have the Vikings.
They're like, oh yeah, they're like, hell, he got hurt last year. He can't get hurt.
Yeah,
again.
you can't get hurt 2 years in a row. You can't get hurt 2 years in a row.
No,
it's impossible. The Vikings are my sleeper team of the NFC.
Did we lose Shane? Okay, might have lost Shane.
Oh. Yes, sorry, my internet taking in.
Yeah. There he is. All right, keep going, buddy. We got it.
Yeah, school shitternet dome. Anyways, Vikings are my sleeper team of the NFC. Yeah, they got Kirk Cousins. I don't care. You showed he can still sling the ball. They got 2 good receivers in Jefferson and Thielen. Jefferson, we've known, is a big-time player. Irv Smith got injured for the year, which sucks. It's fine. They don't really utilize the tight end a whole lot in Minnesota as of right now, but they have Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is second best running back in the league. Showed it last year. He's going to be a bell cow. He's going to rush 20 plus times a game. He's gonna probably go for 120 today. Wouldn't be surprised. But Bengals have sus run defense. Um, the Vikings defense, I think, is slept on. They bring in Pat Pete. You can roast Pat Pete last year. He's like, oh, he was not that great for the Cardinals. Blah blah blah. He's coming to a new team that has some life in it because the Cardinals were
Yep.
inconsistent. Let's not get it wrong. The Viking, you know what you're getting out of the Vikings offense. You're gonna get some deep shots to Jefferson, but it's gonna be mainly condensed to Dalvin Cook.
Yep.
You know what you're getting. You know what you have to try to set your team up for. Have some identity. Mike Zimmer is on a revenge tour, I think, right now. He's pissed that his defense sucked last year because he prides himself on defense. So I think the Vikings come out and handle this game. I think the Bengals start off slow. Let me see if I have anything I want to give here. At tight end, they have Tyler Conklin for the uh, Vikings, and he was number 2 last year. And in the last 4 games of the season, he had 28 targets. Right, that's a lot of targets for a number 2 tight end. His over
Yeah.
under on catches today is at 2.5. I love it. I love the over on that. I think he could be a dude in the red zone. Like if they're close and they got to do a quick pass, he'll be right
Mm-hmm.
there. So that's my thought process. This is just about the worst offensive lines in pass blocking offensive lines in football, and I think the Vikings at least did something to address that with drafting Christian Darrisaw this past year, and they just extended their other tackle, Riley Reef. But I like the Vikings in this game over the Bengals.
And when this week started, I was like, Bengals kind of a sleeper team, and I like them a lot as a team going forward. But I started looking at it, and Jamar Chase doesn't look too good. Our O line is still suspect. And I saw a report that Joe Burrow is a little timid, which is understandable. He just had a major injury, and they didn't really help the low line at all. And he's facing a great front seven today. So off that, I'm just going full ham on the Vikings today. I think Joe Burrow kind of has a bad game, unfortunately. Just the fact that he's still not 100% there yet, meaning 100% mentally back yet. Physically, he looks fine, but he's still playing the mental battle of understanding that he could get hurt again in this league. So I'm all in the Vikings as well.
Yeah, not to say this Bengals offense doesn't have potential to be great. I think it's just going to start off slow for the first couple weeks.
Yeah.
Up next, one of the games I'm most excited for. It's the Sam Darnold Bowl. Jets at the Panthers. Jets are +4, and the over-under is at 45. I have a question. Why is the over-under at 45?
Well, because Sam Darnold and Zach Wilson are at quarterback.
Hammer the over.
Ooh.
Hammer the over. Sam Darnold is he's on a go suck a tour to the Jets. He's gonna, I think, go for at least 300 yards. He has a plethora. He has a Madden field of weapons around him. He has DJ Moore. He has Robbie Anderson, who also wants to get revenge on the Jets. Remember, because he used to be on the Jets with Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
They bring in Terrace Marshall, the rookie, who fell to them in the draft. I think it may take some time for him to get situated into NFL format, but that you can't forget about Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey, the best, probably not only fantasy player, but running back in the league. And then both defenses suck. I'm sorry. The Jets are starting like 6-round corners. Excuse me?
Yeah.
6-rounders? And the Panthers' offense isn't something to write home about. They got like Jeremy Chin, Derek Brown, Brian Burns, who I think will have a good year. But they don't really have anything great. Zach Wilson in his first game, he's gonna want to prove that, like, yeah, you made the right decision to get rid of Darnold and pick me and have me start. You got Corey Davis who's coming in as a number 1 option. who I think he wants to make a statement to show why he deserves the money because people think he got overpaid last year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Jameson Crowder won't be at the game because of him being on the COVID list, but they got a rookie in Elijah Moore who could easily step up and be that slot guy for him. And at running back, they're starting like Tevin Coleman, which is you makes you want to throw up, right? But
Not
they
for
kind of want.
long though.
I think they want to start off at least in a committee format because they got like 4 guys they want to rotate between. I think eventually it goes to Michael Carter, but I think that's
Yeah.
not going to be for a while. I wouldn't be shocked if Michael Carter doesn't see the field today because I think they still want to get him used to some of the play calling and whatnot. This I think is going to be one of the games of the week. I think this could be high scoring because no one's going to be able to defend anybody. And I think I would definitely take if you're going to bet a money or a spread. I'm taking Panthers -4.
Actually, 3.5 now.
Oh dang, it's gone down. It's even better. That's
All
my
right, buddy.
opinion on
Final
that.
game of the 1 p.m. Slate. Right. Yep. You got the Cardinals Titans. My favorite game of the week.
Another shootout. Here we go.
Yeah. 53.5 is the total. Cardinals at +3. Another one. I'm taking the Cardinals.
Same.
Straight up money line at +130. I think Kyler Murray goes for four bills combined. I
Yeah,
just don't think
I
anybody's
wrote
going to
down
stop him
Kyler Murray
today.
100 plus rushing yards.
Yes,
I
easy.
he,
Um, I think he goes off today. I think he's gonna have a hell of a game. Four plus touchdowns, 400 combined yards. I mean, this is gonna go fantasy. If you have him on fantasy, you're gonna win when you're weak because this dude's gonna go off. On the other side of the ball, I mean, Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry. He's gonna rush for over 100 bills and probably get 1+ touchdowns. It's gonna be a shootout. I just think the Cardinals are come out on top because one, their defense is better, and I think two, their offense is better too. I think they're ready to go. So I think the Cardinals win today pretty easily, actually.
yeah, for me it just boiled down to quarterback play, and you get more out of Kyler Murray than Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill, top 10 quarterback in the league right now, but Kyler Murray gives you
Yep.
the rushing upside. But it wouldn't be
You could
surprising
say
if
that Ryan Tannehill.
Mhm.
You could literally say that Ryan Tannehill is basically a cheaper version of Kyler Murray because he's pretty mobile, but he just doesn't have
elusiveness.
the IQ and the elusiveness that Murray has. But he's like Shane said, he's top 10 quarterback right now. Been playing out of his mind since he came to Tennessee. I just think the defense is just so bad this year that they're gonna get run up on the score, and the defense is gonna be exhausted.
Yeah, there's going to be no defenses play this game. I wouldn't be surprised if Julio goes for over 100. Same thing with AJ Brown. This could be like the same thing, like receiver wise, as the Cowboys Bucks game, where you got all these guys going for massive yards.
Yeah.
That's
All right,
it
buddy.
for
Next
the.
game, Browns Chiefs, right?
Yep, Browns are 5.5 point. Are they still 5.5? Or they're 5.5 point underdogs. The
Uh,
Browns.
5.5.
Yeah. If I'm taking a spread, I'm taking the Chiefs, even though they were the spread killers last year. They couldn't hit a spread to save their life.
Mm.
This Kansas City team is so much improved from last season. Their offensive line was doo-doo flakes at the end of the season. Now they
Yep.
argue have a top 5 offensive line in football. They still have Patrick Mahomes, who's the best player in the league. They still have Tyreek Hill, who's top 2 receiver in the league. They have Travis Kelce, who's the number 1 receiver or tight end in the league. They have Miko Hardman, who's a speed demon. Basically, Tyreek Hill Jr. does not like that their skill level yet. You still have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who can do anything at running back, pretty much. Defense, I think overall is better. The Browns are.
Yeah. I mean,
Say, oh, the
it's the
Browns are going to the
Chiefs.
Super Bowl. The Browns are going to go to the Super Bowl this year. Yeah, do you forget that they have Baker Mayfield at quarterback, who's kind of suspect at times? Odell Beckham might not be playing today. That gets rid of one of his receiving weapons. Their secondary is young and makes so many mistakes. This is going to be a fun game to watch, but I don't see how you can't pick the Chiefs. You have to
Yeah,
pick
I
the
mean
Kansas City
5.5.
Chiefs.
5.5 is a fine number for me. I would have played it at 6.5. I'm just not betting against the Chiefs this year. Um, the total is what gets me though.
54 and a
Do I
half.
think the Browns can put up points on this Chiefs defense? And I'm gonna say yes. So I'm gonna lean the over in 54.5, make it 54. Maybe like a 35-30 game, 35-28, something like that. But I think Chiefs put up some points today, even though I love this Browns defense. But I think Pat Mahomes wants to come out screaming today. So I'm gonna take the Chiefs and the over.
Yeah, after he got cooked in the Super Bowl last year, I think he wants to make a statement, say he's
Show everybody
back.
who he is.
Yeah. All right. I
All
got a
right.
problem with this next game.
Oh boy.
We're talking about Packers Saints next, right?
Okay.
All right. Is the line still Packers minus 3.5?
Correct.
All right. I think they forgot that Drew Brees retired. And there's going to be a dude named Jameis Winston at quarterback. This dude that needed to have eye surgery. He had eye surgery to fix his eyes. That's why he said he threw 30 picks that one year because he needed laser eye surgery or
What
something
the
like that.
fuck is going on?
What? Okay, I don't know what the fuck you're looking at. The Saints number.
Hold
What?
on. Time out.
Yep.
The whole game spread for the Packers is minus 3.5, correct?
Yep.
The first half spread is minus 3.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I would just take the whole game at that point.
Yeah, at that
There's
point.
no point to take that for. But
why
okay.
would it be like 1.5 or 2?
Can you guess the number one receiver for the Saints right now? Because Michael Thomas ain't there, and don't say Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, actually I can because you put it out on our fantasy page at Let's Make Them Free on Twitter. Let's see.
Marquez Callaway.
Correct.
He barely made the Saints roster last year, mind you. He's their number one right now. Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns in a preseason game, and yeah, one of the catches was pretty good. I could not give a rat's ass about that. You know who's going to be defending him? Jair Alexander, who was arguably the best corner in the league last year. You also, on the defensive side of the ball, got significantly worse. The Saints. I don't like this defense one bit. And then you go to the other side of the ball. You got Aaron Rodgers. Aaron freaking Rodgers, the reigning MVP of the league, who has put his team on notice. You got probably the best receiver in football in Devontae Adams. You have Aaron Jones, who's a top 10 running back.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to have David Bakhtiari there for that offensive line, but you still have Aaron Rodgers who can do anything with any offensive line, to be honest. He knows how to get rid of the ball. He knows how to handle it. You bring in his old buddy Randall Cobb. You know he's feeling good. He is on the biggest tour of go suck it in the NFL because now he holds all the control for the Packers. At the end of the season, if he wants to go, he's going. If he wants to stay, he'll stay, and I think he'll have say on who comes and who goes. Aaron Rodgers has probably put himself in the best position in the NFL because he's on a good team that can go to the Super Bowl, but he holds power. There's only one other player in the league that can say that they have power, and that's Tom Brady. And that's the team that he's got to go up against, like probably in the NFC Championship again. This game is essentially the Green Bay Packers versus Alvin Kamara. And no, I do not think Alvin Kamara can beat a full 53-man roster. So I am solely on the Packers this game. Remember, this game is not being played in New Orleans because of the hurricane. It's being played in Jacksonville. which you could say gives an advantage to Winston because he's used to playing in Tampa Bay, and Jacksonville's right around the corner.
I mean, if we go off what he did in Tampa Bay, then Packers win by 20. But yeah, I'm on the Packers as well. I don't think the Saints really have much of a chance just because their offense is so bad. 23 is a team total. I'd say it's right above that number, 23, 25, around there. I think Aaron Rodgers comes out and deals today. He wins by 7+.
Absolutely. This is screaming Aaron Rodgers is going to put the league on notice. Again, well, I can't really say put the league on notice because he's the reigning MVP, but he's making a statement today.
Mm-hmm.
Now, okay, you're gonna have to try to hold me back from talking about my team here, but we have the Broncos and the Giants. Broncos are 3-point favorites on the road going to MetLife. Over under is at a whopping 41.5.
42. 42.
Oh, it's gone up half a point. That doesn't make it any better because it's still probably going to hit the under. These teams, if you were to take two teams in the league and you said put the two closest teams in the league, like skill wise and roster wise, together and put them in a game, you get Broncos Giants. Both teams have below average quarterbacks. As of right now, Dan Jones below average. It pains me to say that. Both teams have pretty bad offensive lines. The Broncos, I think, have a better offensive line, but they both are pretty bad. You have both like receiving weapons, pretty good. Both teams have pretty good receiving cores. Evan Ingram's not going to be there, but you still got Kyle Rudolph as your starting tight end this week. That's not bad.
Yep.
Running backs, Melvin Gordon, Saquon Barkley coming back from injury. I don't want them to force him into too much. I think they're going to try to. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm wearing my Barkley jersey. Oh, what do we got here? Who should I start? Juju Smith or Jerry Jeudy or Corey Davis? Probably Corey Davis. The Steelers, all three receivers are basically the same, so it's kind of hard to pick and choose which ones are going to have a good week wherever. This Broncos Giants game is going to be low scoring. I don't see a lot of passing coming from the Broncos, so I think Corey Davis is the pick there. The Broncos, and then you go to the defensive side of the ball, right? Both teams have good defenses, but I think the problem here for the Broncos is the fact that if Bradley Chubb plays or not, because he's game time decision right now. If Bradley Chubb does not play, I think this becomes a smash spot for the Giants. I have the Giants winning regardless, and that's not just because I'm a Giants fan. But if Bradley Chubb does not play, I think that is going to be tremendous for the Giants offense because it just means they have a chance for more time. And Daniel Jones, the one thing he has not had in his career is time. And I think that this is going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be like 2017, 17-14, something like that. It's going to be low, but I'm going to give an edge to the home team here. It's basically, I would put this at a pick 'em, but people think Daniel Jones is the worst starting quarterback in the league. So that's why they're 3-point underdogs. This is going to be smash mouth, run the football from both sides. Melvin Gordon's probably going to have a lot of yards, but also going to have a lot of carries. But I'd go for the Giants here.
I'm on Dolphins.
Giants. Yeah, Dolphins at your Patriots. You're going to this game, buddy.
Correct. I'll be at the game today. Patriots 4:25 p.m. Eastern time. I'm not picking a team here today. You know what? I'm going to pick a total. I'm picking the under. Heavy on the under today.
Yeah, love that.
Want to know why? Here's the reason why. Patriots defense, top 5 in the league. I just said top 5
that's
in the
questionable.
League. Patriots O-line, top 5 in the league.
I will agree with that.
Okay. So, and we have a new rookie quarterback, Mac Sauce.
Big Mac.
And we're going to have a little issue on offense this week because it's his first game. So, what's gonna happen is we're gonna have a little issue on offense, okay? But our defense is gonna lock down this shitbag called Tua.
Yeah, I need him to go for 250 yards. So just let him get to 250 and then
No,
just no, just
205, 210.
no. Listen, you can have him go for
No,
250. Just don't have him score any points. I don't care if he scores any points. I just need the yards.
I just like the under here today. I don't see too much scoring. Two young teams going at it today, and I'm just gonna pick the better defense. I'm picking the Pats. So
I'd go. I'm leaning towards the Pats in this game, but we can't forget that the Dolphins went 10-6 last year
I did
without Tua starting every game,
correct.
and this week they're not going to
But
have
the
him.
problem is, if Tua comes out and throws a stinker, there ain't no Ryan Fitzpatrick coming to save your ass this year.
Well,
Okay,
no, I
buddy?
think he just stays
So
in. He's going to stay in the whole game. They're not going to do
yeah,
this
obviously, yeah.
swap out stuff anymore. Will Fuller's not going to be there this week, but after this week he'll be there. Him, Waddle,
Yeah.
Parker. That's a great solid three. Running back kind of suspect with Myles Gaskin. Pretty decent offensive line. Their defense is still good, but I'm leaning Patriots. Bears at the Rams. Bears are 7.5-point underdogs. All I just have 3 lines here. 1, Andy Dalton. 2, the Rams are elite, and before anybody asks, Justin Fields will not see the field today. For anybody
No.
that says that, you need to stop.
He's not playing today, period. Which is why I'm heavy on the Rams today. Heavy. Everyone's gonna be heavy on them in parlays and teasers, but this is the one game that can say it's gonna hit. Tease the Rams, parlay the Rams, whatever you gotta do with the Rams, put it in there because they're not gonna lose today. So I don't
Super
know
Bowl
if 7.5 is gonna hit. Make it 7. I like that better, but Rams win today pretty easily.
Super Bowl contenders. They have a arguably elite quarterback in Matt Stafford. Now this is Matt Stafford's time to shine. I think he wants to prove a point
Correct.
that he was being held back in Detroit. If you want a little player proper today, right? The over on Robert Woods' yards, because Robert Woods is the number 1 there, and I think he's going to want to sling the rock. The Bears' defense is not what it is anymore. Everybody still wants to believe that the Bears have an elite defense. They don't. They have like an average defense, and I think Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Tyler Higbee, Darrell Henderson, Sony Michel. I could just ramble on names. They're going to feast all over this Bears team.
Yeah. One little side note for you. The team at GoGetEmSports, Shane, obviously involved in that, has made a free Twitter account for you guys. It's called Let's Make Them Free. It's our brand, GoGetEmSports. Free pick Twitter page. Our team will be posting NFL, NCAA football, NCAA basketball, soccer picks, and of course daily fantasy lineups right here on the page. Shane is my fantasy and football guy, so he'll be controlling the page most of the time. But our team already put up some plays for this morning. We have 4 picks for the first couple games, 1 o'clock. They're already posted on the Twitter page at Let's Make Them Free. Hit them up, give them a follow, throw some likes down if you're tailing. These plays are going to be spicy. So 4 plays already out, 4 plays posted. Jets, Panthers, Cardinals, Titans, Jaguars, Texans, and of course Steelers, Bills already posted on the Twitter page. Let's make them free. Hit the boy up, give him a follow, give him a like, and let's keep it rolling. All right, Shane, anything else you got for this week in week 1?
I mean, there's the Monday night game and the Ravens-Raiders.
We're gonna
Ravens
what we're gonna do is we're gonna post a free pick with some analysis on the Twitter page tomorrow about our picks for the Monday Night Football game, and we'll go from there. So, best of luck, guys. If you're betting today, please bet responsibly. And we'll see you guys next week, next Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time.
If you have any fantasy questions, tweet at Let's Make Them Free, and I'll answer, and I will get back to you on those.
All right, guys. Peace out.